Hey there, Heather. Hello, there's Jeff Cutter. I've been welcoming you to the Title Belt Boxing 128-man Battle Royale Group 1. As you can see, a lot of American representation. There are one, two, three, four matchups that will have a non-American in the Sweet 16 at every time. Now, this is very important. This is not the official 32-man championship final. Guess what? So, 128 years, 128 fighters. They are all fighting for truth, justice, and the American way, or some people say the non-American way. So anyway, so the first round had with 10 rounds is these guys. So here are the rankings. Number 1 ranked by draw was Young Corbett II. He takes on number 32, Frank Claus of the United States. Number 16 is Carlos Monzon of Argentina against number 17, Tom Sharkey of Ireland. The next matchup, 8 versus 25, Roberto Duran versus Holman Williams. 9 versus 24 is Archie Moore versus young Jack Thompson. The next one is the 429 matchup between Jack McAlfrey and Terry McGovern. The 1320 matchup is Muhammad Ali by draw against Packy McFarland. The 528 matchup is Stanley Ketchel versus Joe Gans. And the 1221 is Ken Norton versus Mike Donovan. The 231 is Hank Griffin versus Oleg Maskiev. Jeff Vantage, number 15, takes on number 18, Sergio Palma. Number 7, Sandy Sadler, takes on number 26, Henry Armstrong. The 1023 match is Billy Misk versus Cal McCarthy. The 330 matchup is Jimmy Barry versus Benny Younger. The 1419 matchup is Salvador Sanchez versus Bruno Gerard. The 627 matchup is Gabriel Lorde and Johnny Maxim. And the 1122 matchup is Bruno Akari versus John Paul Park. So, if you didn't watch the video about explaining the seedings and all that, what have you done? Go back and see it, because it explains how the seedings are done and the draws are done. If you are undefeated, 5-0 in your first tournament, you win, you get a better chance of seeding than not. Now, see the check marks here. All the second round matchups will be simulated. Will be feud. We'll see the second round of the 8 second round matches of people who qualified and all that. And then whoever wins, the 8 winners of the second round matchups automatically get to the Super 32s, meaning that they will be going to the tournament of 32 people. But here's the thing, though. The better you do, like quarters, semis, and finals, the better you do, the better seeding you get. So that's kind of complicated in a sense. But 4 groups of 32 competitors. If you win your group, if you win the finals group, you are in the top 4 seed no matter what happens. If you take second, you're 5 to 8. If you somehow finish as a semifinalist, losers semifinalist, you're from 9 to 16. And then if you lose the second, and then you get to the quarterfinals. If you lose the quarterfinal matches, you could be from 16 to 32. More will be explained later. So anyway, I apologize for the text and all that shit. So anyway, so all 8 second round matches will be feud, and then the others will be simulated. Here we go. Give you the white screen for fun. So we have Klaus and Monzon. Wow, a shocking win for Frank Klaus over Corbett. So it's Klaus versus Carlos Monzon. Monzon is kind of the heavy favorite to move on to the final 32 guys. So Frank Klaus, 8-2 against the 6-4 Carlos Monzon. From Duquesne Gardens in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Joe Humphreys, your announcer, Herbert Earl, the Canadian referee, Dave Greer, Mike Green, and Leo Johnson, your judges, Dan Coco, your ringside expert. So big time. Frank Klaus, the Pittsburgh Bearcat. Born in 1887, died in 1948, from Pittsburgh, 5'7", 160. In real life, he was 61, 10, and 6 and a middleweight champion. Personal history. In the first tournament he entered, he beat Harry Lewis and Jim Janey before being KO'd by Mike Gibbons, who is in one of these tournaments. I think he's in, I don't know which group Gibbons is in. Well, yeah, he got KO'd by Mike Gibbons. And then he lost to Kid McPartland to try to qualify. And then he followed it up by going through the tournament, beating Jimmy Walsh, Ad August, Sid Smith, Bally Levinsky, and finally Philadelphia Tommy Ryan to move on. And he beat Young Corbett the second by technical knockout in the 5th round. So that's a huge win over Young Corbett the second, who was actually 5-0 to start this tournament. Carlos Monzon Escopeta, born 1942, died in 1995, so he was only 53 when he died. Fuck. 5'11", 162 today. Lifetime 87.39, middleweight champion. Lots to tell about Monzon. He's in the International and World Boxing Hall of Fame. Beat some good names. How did he get? He actually started life losing 4 straight matches to Marvin Hagler, Mauro Munoz, listed, and Wilfred Benitez. So he was almost on his last legs. He beat Antonio Maya, Adolf Pruett, Pascal Perez, Sora Forley, and Carlos Ortiz, I think his fellow Argentine, to get into the tournament with 5 straight wins. And he decisioned Tom Sharkey in Ireland, so that's a huge win. So it'll be Frank Klaus versus Carlos Monzon. Here we go. Winner automatically goes on to the final tournament of 32, but remember, the better you do in quarters onwards, the better seeding you get. Uh-oh, there's a bleeding cut for Klaus. Klaus. This is Monzon. Frank Klaus needs to pick up something. It's 12 rounds in the second round, remember, of competition.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have your decision.
And that's it. That bleeding cut is too much. And Carlos Monzon has sent Frank Klaus packing. He will go on to the final tournament of 32. So by TKO, he wins. Klaus tried as best as he could. He did knock off Corbett the second, so that's something. But in the end, well, the punching accuracy was Klaus, but Monzon wins. All right, next up we have Duran and Moore. Woohoo, the 8-9 match. The number 8 versus number 9. Duran and Moore, man. Lightweight versus light heavyweight. One of these guys will not go to the final tournament 32. One of them will. 7-1 versus 9-1. These guys don't like to lose. We're at the Polo Grounds in Harlem. No, not Harlem. Manhattan, I guess. Terry O'Connor, your referee. Dean Stone, your announcer. Raul Neves, Albert Walensky, and Mike Ross, your judges. Roy Pate, your ringside expert. So let's take a look at the fighters. Roberto Duran, Manos de Piedra, Hands of Stone. I believe he's still alive. He was born in 1951. He's 5'7". Today he'll weigh 142 pounds. Biography, real life, he was 130, 16-0. Look at all those records. Middleweight, welterweight, light middleweight, lightweight. Into the International Boxing Hall of Fame, World Boxing Hall of Fame. Comeback of the year in 83 and 89. Look at all of these great fighters he faced. One of the greatest lightweights of all time. Bar none. He got disqualified against Tyrone Everett after defeating Nikola Loesch in one qualifying tournament. But in the second tournament, he took down Mike Tyson. He took down Rodrigo Valdez. He took down Julio Cesar Chavez, Felix Trinidad, and Bernard Whitaker. Can you imagine the lineup he's after? Mike Tyson. Well, it's Mike Tyson. Rodrigo Valdez, one of Colombia's best exports. Julio Cesar Chavez, one of the best pound-for-pound guys from Mexico. Felix Trinidad, who wasn't that bad. And Bernardo Sweet Pea Whitaker. He won a unanimous decision against Holman Williams. To move on, Archie Moore, the old Mongoose, 9-1, 1913 to 1998. From Benwell, Mississippi, 5'11", 175. 185, 23, and 10. That's when people fought a lot. Light heavyweight belt. Some say he's born in 1913, some say 1916. He beat a lot of people, especially Yvonne Durrell. We all know about the Yvonne Durrell Archie Moore fight at the Forum in Montreal in 1958. That almost gave Durrell the title. But Archie Moore made a big comeback. Archie Moore lost a semifinal to Harold Johnson, who I believe won the thing, but he beat Pascal Perez, Fernando Gagne, and Joey Maxim. But in his second go-around, a little bit later, he beat Sandy Sadler, who's in this tournament, Primo Carrera, Al Holstack, Fernando Gagnon, again, beating the Canadian, and Gus Lozanovic by decision. He KO'd young Jack Thompson of Australia in the 9th round, so that's how he's got here. Let's go. This is going to be huge. You got 8 versus 9 right here. 2 superstars going toe-to-toe. Mano y mano. And 6, so 3 rounds more. So after 6 of 12 rounds, it looks like it's Duran's fight. That's off. That's it.
The judges' votes are in, and here, ladies and gentlemen, is your winner.
On the final round, Duran looks like he might have this one. And 117, 110, that's what Pace says. I tend to agree. So I think Duran has knocked Archie Moore flat, and we'll move on to the round of 32. And a matchup with Monson, by the way. So the winner gets Monson. It's going to be hard pressed. Roland Davis scores about 114, 110. Albert Walensky says 114, 110. I tend to agree. I think it is Duran. And Mike Ross puts it 114, 110. And yes, it is Roberto Duran. So the old mongoose gets taken out by Duran. Hands of Stone moves on to the final group of 32. What a job by Duran. Punching accuracy was there. And Duran did knock down Moore. I guess that's great in everyone's lives. Next one, we have a bit of an upset. Well, kind of an upset. Terry McGovern now facing Muhammad Ali, the greatest. The bantamweight Terry McGovern 83, Muhammad Ali, the heavyweight at 9-2. So this is going to be huge. We're at Louisville Gardens for Muhammad Ali's homecoming. Bob Alexander, your announcer. Paul Field, your referee. Velasquez, Alessandro, and Morita, your judges. Diane Coco comes back to be ring expert. McGovern 8-3 with 7 knockouts. Bantamweight, terrible Terry McGovern. Born in 1880, died in 1918, so he was only 37 when he was dead. Years old when he died. Wow. So he's a legend of the 1900s. 5'4" and 126 pounds. Great bantamweight, 65, 6-7, world feather and bantamweight champion. He beat Freddie Welsh and Sam Bolin in one tournament, but lost to Stanley Ketchel by TKO. And then he got TKO'd by young Peter Jackson, who already saw the tournament but lost, and got KO'd by James Jeffries. So basically, McGovern didn't look good. And then one fateful tournament, 77, he TKO'd Henry Harris. He KO'd Dan Creedon of New Zealand. He TKO'd Frank Sturgeon. He TKO'd Otto Cribb, and he KO'd Tom Kohig to win it perfectly. And he put a decision on Jack McCaulfrey, but that was a huge win. McCaulfrey got a high seed because he was 5-0 when he did it, and didn't have a loss to his name. McGovern did. Even Ali did. Well, he was 9-2, the greatest. Born 1942, dead years later. He's 6'3". 6'3", I thought he was 6 foot, but 210 pounds today. He is 56-5, heavyweight champion of all time. 9-2. He beat Caliside Galaxy and Curtis Parker in a competition before losing by decision to Salvador Sanchez, who was the 14th seed in this bracket. He beat Eder Jafra later on, and then lost to Willie Pep. So he was upset. And then later he got another chance. He put it to majority decision on Alexis Aguero. Decision Victor Galindez. KO John H. Tracy. Decision Antonio Cervantes. And then put a split decision on Jimmy Young. On Jimmy Young. He put a split decision against Packy McFarland. McFarland, who actually was 0-5 and had to win 5 straight matches to make this thing. Actually almost pulled it off. But Ali, it's Ali. You know it's going to happen. Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have your decision.
My God, McGovern doesn't even last one round, and Muhammad Ali wins. Wow, that's a shocker. McGovern just got stunned. It took 252, and Ali proves himself worthy. He's in the round of 32. He's in the final tournament of 32, no matter what happens the rest of the way. But I mean, he would like to be a top 4 seed. Yikes. That was quick. All right. Our next matchup is Gans versus Norden. So Gans with the big upset over Stan Ketchel. He gets Ken Norden now. Joe Gans, the American Joe Gans. There's a Panama Joe Gans from the Barbados, but he doesn't count. So Joe Gans, the lightweight, versus Ken Norton, the heavyweight. Wow. This would be huge if Ken Norton wins. He would face Muhammad Ali for a spot in the so-called semifinals, right? Yeah, to get to the semifinals and at least get a top 16 spot. Wow, this could be interesting. We're from the San Diego Coliseum. Frank Shane, your announcer. Gary Rosado, your referee. Jack Gordon, Dave Greer, and Fritz Warner, your judges. Mike Hansen, your ringside expert. So, conditions of these fighters. Joe Gans, 6-1. The old master, as they call him. Born in 1874, died in 1910, so he was like 35 when he died. 5'6", 134, lightweight. 138 and 15, lifetime lightweight and welterweight champ. Gans lost to Stanley Ketchel in his first fight by decision. And then after that, his second trip to qualify, he decisioned Jem Driscoll. He TKO'd Tim Callahan. He put a decision on Marvin Hart. A split decision on Joe Jenneret, which got him to the final against Mickey Walker, and he KO'd him. The funny thing is, Stanley Ketchel, the guy who gave him that his only loss, was his first round opponent. And Gans got Ketchel back with a split decision. Ketchel had a high seed because he was 5-0. But Gans got revenge. Ken Norton, Black Hercules. I say Pocket Hercules, but no, that's that Turkish weightlifter. Born in 1943. I don't know if he's still alive. He's 6'3", 214 pounds today. 42-7-1. Never could win the big heavyweight thing. He did break Ali's jaw and allegedly did beat him. Yeah, he did beat him. Didn't he? Think. Well, in fantasy world, he lost 3 straight matches. He's fought all but one in San Diego. So Norton's the hometown favorite. He lost by decision to Koji Wachima, TKO'd by Florentino Fernandez, and got decision by John Conte. But he kept going. He got another chance. He put a majority decision on Richie Cates before being TKO'd by Carlos Palomino. It looked like he was not going to make it. At 1-4, that's not good. However, he KO'd Elisha Obed of the Bahamas. He decisioned Gomeo Brennan, another one for the Bahamas, I think. TKO'd Ernie Terrell in the only fight not in San Diego. He TKO'd Franco Cerlo in the semis, and a TKO on Ernesto Marcel of the Philippines in the final. And he decisioned Mike Donovan. So, we'll see what happens.
Judges' votes are in, and here, ladies and gentlemen, is your winner.
It's a disqualification, and Norton disqualified. It's a blatant foul by Norton, and a shocker. Joe Gans is going to be in the round of 32, in the final 32, not Ken Norton. That's a big win for Gans. He will face Ali. But man, I can't even believe Norton. We could have had a Norton and Ali quarterfinal. But no, we will not see that. We'll see Gans versus Ali. Wow. And Ken Norton could not land the punches. Gans could. So Gans with a shocking win. All right, time for number 5. It is Hank Griffin and Sergio Palma. So big win for Palma. So Griffin or Palma, one of these guys will get it. Hank Griffin 6-0, the first of the undefeated fighters to come into the group stages that still is undefeated. He gets the junior featherweight Sergio Palma, the pride of Argentina. From the American Bank Center in the United States, Chuck Hall, your announcer, Terry O'Connor, your referee, Trowbridge, Burge Jr. and Ortega, your judges, Shane McLeod, your ringside expert. So Hank Griffin 6-0 from Austin, Texas. Well, Austin and San Pedro, California. Born in 1870, died in 1911, so he was only 41 when he died. 6'1", 205. 29-49. He actually defeated Jack Johnson, the legendary Jack Johnson. Well, his first and only tournament was he beat Owen Sigler, Eddie Connolly, Williamton, Jack Daly, Billy Plumer, and George Cole. But he put a decision on Oleg Maskiev, the only Russian in the competition. On the other side, Sergio Palma, junior featherweight from Buenos Aires, Argentina, 1956. I think he's still alive. We don't know much about his height or weight. I don't know why. But yeah, he had a great career in the 80s. Sergio Palma, 52-5-5, super bantamweight champion. He beat Hilario Zapata and Sean Powell Park, who was also in Group A, by the way, before losing to Donald Curry by TKO. But he didn't let that bother him. He got invited years later. He technically decisioned Matthew Saad Muhammad, put a decision on Barry McGuigan, split decision on Chang Jong Koo, a TKO on Ken Buchanan of Scotland in the semis, and a decision on Alberto Sandoval in the final. And he put a decision on Jeff Fenech, the Australian. So, yeah, I don't know. I think Palma might be the heavy favorite here. Even though Griffin 6-0. So we're in round 8. The scorecard says Palma's fight.
judges' votes are in, and here, ladies and gentlemen, is your winner.
Well, let's see. Scorecards say it is probably going to be Palma over Griffin. Griffin gave it all he wanted, but Palma is basically there. So let's see who gets into the quarterfinals / in the round of the final 32-man tournament. Glenn Topridge says it 115, 113. John Parrish says 115, 114. Raul Ortega says 116, 114. It's got to be Palma. Yipper, Sergio Palma. He will move on to the next round. He will be going to that 32-man tournament. Griffin gave it all he wanted, but Palma just had him. And it was close, but Griffin just didn't have the punch power. Next up, we have Armstrong and McCarthy. So, big upsets. Both Armstrong and McCarthy were actually the underdogs, especially Cal McCarthy. But Henry Armstrong 7-1 with 7 knockouts. The welterweight against the featherweight McCarthy 6-1 with 3 knockouts. So man, this could be huge. So one of these guys will be going to the round of 32 for sure. Probably Henry Armstrong. St. Nicholas Arena in New York City. Johnny Addy, your announcer. Toby Gibson, your referee. Gail Van Hoy, Alicia Perez, and Rodolfo Hill, your judges. Mike Hansen, your ringside expert. So we are taking a look. Henry Armstrong 7-1. Hurricane Hank from Los Angeles by way of St. Louis, born 1912, died in 1988. He was 5'5" and 134 pounds today. The welterweight, 49, 21, 10. Look at this. Welterweight, lightweight, and even featherweight champion of the world. Armstrong lost to Charlie Burley by majority decision. All his fights have been in Los Angeles except for the first one, which was a TKO against Harry Matthews. So yeah, he was 1-1, and then he came back years later. TKO'd Will Ferns, TKO'd George Manley, TKO'd Freddie Miller, TKO'd Benny Lynch in the semis, and then the final against Midget Will Gast. And he put a TKO on Sandy Sadler. That's a huge win over Sadler, and I thought Sadler was good. Cal McCarthy, 6-1 from New York City by way of McClintonville, Pennsylvania. That's why the fight's in New York City. He's 5'2.5". Born in 1869, died in 1895, so he was only 26 when he died. The Wonder, as they call him. Real life, he was 7-2-3, world featherweight and American bantamweight belt, which lost to Robert Burns and George Dixon. 70 rounds. That's when fights were that round and not 15. He lost to Billy Ernst in his first trip back, and then in one of the last few tournaments that could have qualification, he beat Stanton Abbott. He TKO'd Chippy Moran. He KO'd Dick Matthews. He KO'd Aussie Jack McAuliffe, and then put a decision on Johnny Van Heest to get into this tournament. And he decisioned Billy Misk. That's a huge win over Misk. All his fights have been in New York. So Cal McCarthy. This would be interesting if he got in. Scorecards say it is 60 to 56, so Armstrong might have it. Close cut for Armstrong. With that,
One, two, three, four, 6, 7, 8.
he's back on his feet.
1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Whoa! And Armstrong says
It is your winner.
by KO. McCarthy tried his best, but Armstrong, despite being number 26, despite having to face Sadler, is in the tournament of 30, the last tournament of 32 for sure. The scorecards, yeah, it would have been Armstrong. I think McCarthy tried as he would not have succeeded. So McCarthy tried. He had the combinations, but being knocked down twice, including one for a 10 count, just did not help him. The seventh fight is Barry and Sanchez. So number 3 versus number 14, just like it should have been. So Jimmy Barry, the 6-0 bantamweight against the featherweight Salvador Sanchez. From Soldier Field in Chicago, Jimmy Lennon, your announcer. John Keane, your referee. Kraus, O'Connell, and Kais, your judges. Marcus Hindsight, your ringside expert. It's a U.S.-Mexico battle. Jimmy Barry, Little Tiger, as they call him, from Chicago. Born 1870, died 1943, so he was 73. 5'2", 107, the bantamweight. He was 58 wins. He didn't lose a single fight. He was the world paperweight champion. Well, he was only in one knockout, and that was the final against Peter Jackson in the first turn in his tournament to qualify for this, after beating Harry Harris, Tommy Kelly, Eddie Santry, and Royal Curley. He decisioned Benny Yanger, who was 8-1, so that's how he got in this one. Salvador Sanchez surprisingly only was 23 when he got gunned down, I guess. Man, the things he could have done if he was in his 30s. Yep, he's from Santiago Tangustanco. Oh, I know. Mr. Chala, as they call him, 5'7", 126. 44, 1-1, WBC featherweight champion, but then he died somehow. I think he died in an accident, I don't remember. His first attempt at making a tournament, he beat Carlos Sorete, Juan Mesa, but Wilfredo Gomez split decisioned him. But he didn't let that bother him. He decisioned Miguel Canto. He TKO'd Rigoberto Riasco. He decisioned Muhammad Ali, which was shocking. He put a majority decision on Marvin Hagler in the semis of that tournament, and a TKO on Jose Luis Ramirez. But he decisioned Bruno Gerard of France. So yeah, surprised at the tournament. Not in but it's at Soldier Field. So here we go. What is going on here? I don't like Barry. Fight in this one. And it looks like Sanchez may win this one.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have your decision.
So we'll see what's going on here. Scorecards say it's going to be Sanchez who will take down Perry. and move on to that big tournament matchup. Official decision. Gary Krause scores about 116, 114. Larry O'Connell, 117, 112. So a little bit more heavy handed. And Raul Kaya says 117, 111. I think it's Sanchez. You betcha. Salvador Sanchez. I wonder what ever happened to him, but man, what a crazy story. And he takes down Barry and he'll move on to the final 32. So, but remember, he still has to fight to try to get a better seed. The better you do, the better seed you get. That's what happens. Barry was 6-0, but Sanchez just got him 37-26 by punching accuracy. And finally, final round of 16 match, we have Maxim and Akari. So Maxim with the shocking win over Lord Akari moves on. So Maxim, the light heavyweight against the junior welterweight Akari. So it is a U.S.-Italy matchup. From the Wallstein Center, Chuck Hall, your announcer. Sandy Christopoulos, your referee. DPR, Howard, and Procpio, your judges. Tom Troudenso, your ringside expert. So yeah, U.S.-Italy. So Joey Maxim, 9-3 with 3 knockouts. The light heavyweight. Born 1922, died in 2001 from Cleveland. 6'1", 173. He was 82, 29, 4 in real life. The American light heavyweight and world light heavyweight championship. He beat Floyd Patterson, Sugar Ray Robinson, and Jersey Joe Walcott. Wow, this guy was good. 9-3. He had a tournament chance, beating Kid Galvan and Carl Olson before Archie Moore, the old mongoose, TKO'd him. Of course, Archie Moore was in Group A anyway. He got decision by Kid Galvan, kind of a rematch and kind of a redemption song. He KO'd Dave Sands before losing to Harry Matthews. So he was 3-3. One more tournament because the 7-fight rule. He split decision Pascal Perez, big one. He TKO'd Henry Hank. He split decision Jose Becerra. He put a technical win on George Benton and a majority decision on Laszlo Pop, the powerful Hungarian. To get to this stage, he decisioned Gabriel Lorde in Cleveland, so good job for him. Bruno Kari, 9-3 from Atina, junior welterweight, 5'5", 141 today, for 1942. Lifetime 72-1, light welterweight champion in the universe. He beat Chuco Castillo in his first attempt to make it to qualify for a spot in this tournament. But he got KO'd by Joe Frazier, got TKO'd by San Serrano, and then he beat Pierre Forey and got Castillo again. So Chuco Castillo didn't like the card. But he lost to Wilfred Benitez. He was 3-3, just like Maxim was. One last tournament. One loss, you're fucked. He decisioned Jimmy Ellis. He put a TKO on Israel Laguna. He beat Ben Phil for first round. Then Jimmy Ellis, then Laguna. Then decisioned Carlo Bossi, the fellow Italian. And then he beat Alfredo Escalara by decision. He decisioned Chung Pao in Korea. So that's a huge win for him. So who wins? We don't know. Maybe Maxim. Maybe Corey. Who knows? A little bit of swelling from Maxim, and it looks like Curry's going to take advantage of it.
One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine.
Ooh, Curry's in trouble. Curry is in deep trouble. All this swelling from Maxim, but Curry got knocked down.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have your decision.
And, well, there's swelling from Maxim, but Curry got knocked down, I remember. Scorecards say it is close, and I think that knockdown might have helped people say Maxim might beat Curry. Well, we'll go to the scorecard. We'll go to the ring. Who's got it? Ladies and gentlemen, the scorecards have been there. Here's your decision. Good, I need a decision. Martel DeVore reports at 116, 113 for Maxim. Ooh, that's a big one. James Howard scores about 115, 113 for Akari. Ooh, so both fighters have a judge on their side. Pascal Procchio, the Canadian, scores about 116, 112 for Maxim. Yep, Joey Maxim. Surprise, surprise. I can't believe it. I thought Akari had it, but Joey Maxim will move on. He gets Salvador Sanchez, but the fact of the matter is he knocks down Curry. Hopes, dreams. Well, I gotta say this: Maxim had the knockdown. I think Curry deserved to win, but who won the whole thing? Well, let's take a look. Carlos Monson shocked the world with a TK. Carlos Monson beats Maxim by TK. Okay, so For the quarterfinal, Monzon beat Duran by decision. Gans put a unanimous decision on Ali. What a win for Gans. I thought Ali was going to win that one. Palma beat Armstrong by unanimous decision. And Joey Maxim put a split decision on Salvador Sanchez. Semi-final, Monzon and Maxim. So it's Monzon and Maxim. And Monzon beat Maxim. That's a big win for Carlos Monzon. So he'll be top 4 no matter what because of his win. Maxim is second. I don't know who's third and fourth. Well, let's see. Gans and Palma. So they say that Palma is third and Gans is fourth. And then the other quarterfinals will have to be picked by their seeding. But yeah, Palma had the better seed, so he'll get the better booth than Gans. So what a win for Carlos Monzon of Argentina. That's a shocker to be had, but he did it. He did it. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm Jeff Diamond. Adieu.